folk rock morjens. This time it's not really a metal release what I have here for review, but technically speaking a folk rock release. Mind you, there might be some metallic parts on this one, but nonetheless this one is not exactly metal. Stormheit from Finland, Syksy, sieluni yössä, roughly translated as autumn in the soul, autumn in the night of my soul. Well, let's get it that corrected right now. So this one is a reissue of the EP that came out more than 10 years ago. And nowadays this band is more or less just one-man project. But like I said, there are two guys here. And this is how the focus with the given band goes. Stormheit has always been accused more or less for being an NSBN band. Well, there are a couple of mistakes there which I want to correct, at least as much as I know the band. Now, despite some political opinions, first of all, it's not really a metal band, so really can't consider it a black metal band. Well, at least particularly this release here, so that might be a little bit confusing. And the second thing is, it's more about national romanticism rather than political takes. But there might be some overlapping, so don't shoot the messenger guy, me, if I'm mansplaining some things to you. Now, as you can see, there is not much to unbox with this EP. I guess the main difference is that this one has now 3 tracks, almost 20 minutes in music, in time of music, where it is the original one, it shows just 2 tracks, a little bit less than that. And I will, of course, show it to you here on Metal Archive's site. So here it says folk/black metal. That is something that applies to some of the releases. But with this one, considering calling this one a metal release might be just like being a bad car salesman speech. It's not really metal at all, even though here and there are some metallic parts. Mostly, however, it's acoustic guitar with some clean vocals to do the trick. And as you can here see, originally released in 2011 as an EP release. And this original track, original version indeed has 2 tracks, 14 minutes. However, here if you click the Bestial Burst one, which came out during the summer of 2023, it's 90 minutes and then some. All in all here, the music is very, very melancholic in nature. It's kind of beautiful. It's kind of like the missing link between folk rock and pagan black metal. So there are some metallic layers, but more like a seasoning. You wouldn't really call this a metal release if you would listen to it. So there's that. Now, when it comes to vocals, these I think are the most dominating factor on this given EP, and they might be putting people into roughly 2 boxes. The one being, yes, I'm a big fan of that stuff. I really love how he sings and all that stuff. And the other one is like, what is this bullshit? This is horrible, crap, whatever. Now, it depends, I guess, I reckon, how much you have a soft spot for Gorton's, that is, of Bathory, Viking metal era. If you can stand those vocals, which are not exactly technically really beautiful to listen to, but there are a lot of passion going on, with, in my opinion, a nice voice too, then you might actually like Stormheit a lot. Now, in comparison, this has been compared to a couple of Finnish pop rock or Schlager kind of music vocalists, which are not something that you would never ever imagine describing any kind of a black metal release. Not even the kind of a folk rock coming from metallic background. But I am not just imagining things here by myself. I was giving some pointers to which later on kind of melded into one in my mind. But these are no names which probably don't talk to, don't say anything to people outside Finland. We're talking about some Finnish music, so you can just ignore these pointers. I'm merely trying to say here is that if you're expecting some kind of a black metallic output or EP with this one, you're just gonna get disappointed. However, if you tune yourself mentally into some kind of Finnish folkloric, national romanticism, kind of folk music with acoustic guitars, clean vocals and all that stuff, then you're probably suited for this kind of trip. Now, I would say the vocals are kind of if you can't stand them, you won't like this EP. They are so dominating here. If you can, however, go with the passion, you might actually like this. In my opinion, they are way more dominating the actual songwriting, which is, in my opinion, the weak point of this album. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of passion here, lots of emotions loaded into this EP, and that alone might be enough for you to like it. But in my opinion, it kind of lacks certain catchiness, certain kind of a memorability that is, I kind of like the feeling, but that is not enough to get me hooked. So I'm on the verge of saying like it's kind of okay and kind of not. And that's my problem with the EP. Maybe then again, I'm not really the target audience for folk rock to begin with, so there is that. But if I got you interested, check out the music. I won't have you a link for this one because the band doesn't have Facebook or Bandcamp site, so you just have to do your own research or just Googling, YouTube search or whatever to find samples of this music, or maybe just blindly buy it if you think this is your cup of tea. And if not, if you're lazy enough to do it or you just hate that shit, well, too bad. This is not for you. This is Rauta. Take care. Bye bye.